Hey guys, welcome back to 𝐸𝐤𝐿, the cooking channel that's not so useless. In this video, we'll be showing you how to properly rehydrate dried shiitake mushrooms, such that they're clean, plump and tender, and storable for easy use anytime for up to half a year. If you're no stranger to Chinese cuisine, you would have encountered this versatile ingredient before, whether it be from soups or braised dishes. And in comparison to their fresh counterparts, dried mushrooms really amp up the umami in a dish, and is an essential ingredient we store in our kitchen. But before we begin, I must preface that this process is quite time consuming, but the end result, and just in general, the amount of time you save over half a year, is well worth the time sink. Now if you do enjoy this video, do consider subscribing for more videos. So this video is going to be split into 4 parts: cleaning, rehydrating, trimming, and then steaming and storage. And for this video, we'll be rehydrating about half a kilo of dried shiitake mushrooms, which may seem a lot, but you should be doing this in big batches anyway. Cleaning is by far the most laborious task, and of course, the main goal is to get rid of all the dirt, mud, and debris from the mushrooms. And to start off, we're going to wash the mushrooms 4 to 5 times. Run the mushrooms through cold water, and almost rub them against each other to loosen up the surface dirt. And just from the initial wash, you can see how dirty the water is. Then we'll repeat this 3 to 4 more times, each time noticing that the water is less murky. After 4 to 5 washes, your mushrooms will look like this, which is a stark improvement from when we first started. Now we've managed to wash the surface layer of dirt off the mushroom, but there's still dirt trapped within the mushroom gills. And to make the mushroom easier to work with, we're going to submerge the mushrooms in cold water for about half an hour. Half an hour later, drain the mushrooms, and notice how they're a tad bit more malleable. Next, we're going to add about 1 cup of flour, and any type of flour would do. And about 2 spoons of salt. Then gently mix and squeeze the mushrooms to really get that flour deep into those gills. Not only does the flour help clean the mushroom, it also helps remove some of that bitterness and makes the mushroom much smoother. Now it's fine to add more flour in, since we added 1 more cup, but the aim is to make the liquid almost creamy in texture. After all that mixing, if we gently squeeze one of the mushrooms, you can see that the floury water is a tinge of brown, and we'll want to wash that out. Next, keep washing the mushrooms until the water becomes clear. And for us, we stopped after our 4th wash. Rehydrating is pretty simple. Just submerge the mushrooms in cold water and then weigh them down with a plate. The time it takes to rehydrate, however, will vary on the quality of your mushroom. And in this video, we rehydrated the mushrooms for about 6 hours. If you want, you can rehydrate these for a shorter time, or even overnight. But at the very least, you want the middle of the mushroom to be soft to the touch. After 6 hours, take the mushrooms out and keep the water. That water is essentially a premature mushroom stock, which works great as a vegan alternative for chicken stock. So strain this water. And keep it to cook with. Looking at our mushrooms, They're quite plump now, and a lot lighter in colour. The mushrooms are now extremely easy to work with, so we're going to partition them into the cap and stem parts, and also trim off any hard bits from the cap. With a pair of scissors, cut off the stems. If you're finding it difficult to cut the stems off, you may need to soak your mushrooms for a bit longer. After you've finished trimming, you'll end up with the hard mushroom pieces we don't want, the mushroom stems, which we'll be using in soups, and this beautiful mountain of mushrooms. Now onto the final phase. We want to further tenderize the mushroom through steaming. Put the mushrooms into a big container for steaming, or if your steamer is multi-layered, you can separate into 2 dishes. At your stove, turn the heat on high. Then pour in a lot of water. And put the lid on and let the water boil. Once the water boils, put your mushrooms in and let it steam for 1 hour. If you're using multiple dishes, be sure to cover the mushrooms on the bottom layer to prevent any condensation from falling into it. After 1 hour, the mushrooms have expanded once more, and you can tell that this will be a meaty bite. But we're not going to stop here. We want the mushrooms to be even meatier. So we're going to let the mushroom bathe in the residual steam overnight. So let the water boil once more, then turn the heat off, and let the mushrooms sit overnight. The next morning, your mushrooms are rehydrated. Now just admire how your hard work turned this into this. And if we cut one in half, again, just look at how meaty this looks. Now get some freezing containers, or use a sealable bag, and start portioning the mushrooms. Then put the lid on, seal with plastic wrap, and keep a reminder of when you did this. And finally, put it in your freezer and take it out the night before cooking. So guys, that is how you rehydrate dried shiitake mushroom. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you want to see any of our future videos, be sure to subscribe. See ya.